Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancavano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we're back at the beautiful Il Tavolo Di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. And the person to my right was here last week, and just on last week's show, I invited her to come back, and she was like, yeah, of course. And that is Daria Peace of At Hoboken Eats. Daria, welcome back.
I never turned down an invitation to go out to eat, so thank you for having me back.
Well, we love to see you here.
Yes.
And, you know, last week we had a lot of, like, eclectic, but, like, traditional Italian dishes.
Spins
like that.
on the classics.
I like that, you know. So I said, well, you know, this week we got to get a little different.
A little different.
That was the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Because all of this food looks absolutely phenomenal.
But you know what it does? It shows the versatility. Big words.
Big words coming out.
She can't do math.
Big words.
She can talk. Of the menu here, there's so many different foods.
Yeah, she remembered that you couldn't do math last week. Simple arithmetic.
Because
her scales are all over the damn place.
My mom's been reminding me since elementary school.
Exactly. But right, you said it's there. And you know, we kind of spoke about this last week
Yeah.
because, you know, we had the traditional stuffed rigatoni last
Yes.
week. Then we had, of course, the traditional meatballs. Of
Grandma's.
course. Grandma's meatballs. No, la nonna. Although they have a dish here called la nonna, totally different than the actual meatballs. But anyway, and then we had the flatbread.
Yeah, the burrata and vodka sauce flatbread.
So today, I wanted to start with the appetizer in front of you. Woo. Of course, I picked the menu again. The Palmisano brothers, who are just wonderful owners here, you know, we're like, Pete, you just pick it off the menu. What do we got in front of you?
We got grilled octopus. Woo, sheesh. Fan
Look at
favorite
her.
over here.
Exactly. So, Daria, there are people out there, and I know that you would do anything for the Pulse with Peter B, who just kind of wants you to grab that. And,
What?
No, it's a joke.
This is a family-friendly
It is
show.
a friendly show. And I'm saying that while Matt is outside with the baby. You know what I'm saying? Grilled octopus.
Grilled
Purple,
octopus.
as they say. Talk to me about
The
it.
size of this thing, which alone is why I'm not going to do that. But this right here is, I mean, it looks absolutely perfect. And I don't know. Do you eat the cannellini beans with grilled octopus? Because I love it.
Love it.
It's my favorite thing to mix. I think we should stop talking and start digging in.
Yeah, so while you cut that, and you know what?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm actually going to have a piece too, because that's one of my favorite meals.
All right, you know what? I'm going to get you a piece first.
Oh,
You want
well
this end?
then, I mean, I'm so honored by this. I'm just usually thank you. Oh my
welcome.
God. Wow.
A little bit of this?
Goodness. Sure, why not? Hold on, maybe we'll play it over.
Gotta do the whole
By the way,
thing.
I love how it's just so simple, that dish. Like you said, cannellini beans. Then you have some, looks like arugula.
Arugula, a little tomatoes, a little onion. You drizzle some oil on it.
And
you
a
know
lemon?
what? The lemon. I think mine will put a little lemon on.
All right. Guess what, Daria? This is a pretty good hunk that you gave me.
That
But
is-
you know what? I'm not embarrassed.
All the times he hasn't eaten with me on camera.
Oh, wow.
All right. Okay, I'm going to be Peter. What do we think?
I'm speechless. You know how difficult that is to make me speechless on my own? Speechless. I can't even speak anymore.
He never
On
is
my own
at a
show.
loss for words.
I'm never at a loss for words. The only one that talks more to me is Sotomayor or Einstein. Nobody likes him. Go ahead.
You can taste the char from the
That's what I
grill.
love about it.
Holy moly. And then with the lemon, it's like a grill, and then the sweetness of the lemon. It's like a party in my mouth right now.
That is so good. You
Wow.
hit the nail on the head with the char.
Wow.
You hit the nail on the head with the char.
All right. So since this is your favorite
Oh,
dish,
that is
what's
like,
the Richter scale?
well,
what's the
look.
1
you know,
out of 10?
I'm going to keep. Oh, you want 10 now? Okay. All right. I'm going to say a 10 out of 10. You know, because I don't, like breaking the simple rules of mathematics.
Fair. Fine.
You know, what do you think?
Am I at a 10 or 100?
No, you're at 1,000. Why not? Since we're already up. Yeah, exactly. Give me 1,000. Come on.
1,000.
Ooh, okay.
It's so good.
It is very, very good.
And this is a dish you can get anytime.
Anytime. That's on the regular
on the
menu.
I like that a lot.
Yep.
I like that a
and
lot.
I do come here a lot, and that is one of my go-tos. And Mom, I know you're watching at home. My mom loves a little pulpo, so she's going to have to
Bring Mom.
come down to Il Tavolo.
Bring
She'll be
Mom.
my date.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sit at this table. It's beautiful.
I absolutely love it. All right, what do we got next?
We got sausage and pepper. No, we got
Nope. Somebody did not do their research before the segment started.
Woo, sheesh. Mom brain a little bit. Can I say that?
Mom,
Am I allowed to say
that's
that?
a good excuse.
It is broccoli and sausage bruschetta. I know that. I know that.
Yes, broccoli rabe and
Broccoli
sausage.
rabe and sausage.
Exactly.
Ooh.
We're just gonna have you dig in.
I'm gonna
there.
go back to eating.
Oh, look at her. She's going right for a centerpiece.
I want a centerpiece. I know. I'm that person that always goes to center.
Oh my goodness. Oh, good. All right. Oh, and by the way, they have many different varieties of bruschetta here, but we decided to go for the sausage and broccoli rabe one.
Sausage and broccoli rabe.
Because why not?
Holy moly, you want to trip me up. That's what.
This is the second holy moly she's used. Just, you know.
This sausage.
All right, I'm taking a piece.
Unbelievable.
I'm taking, you.
Unbelievable.
Talk me into it. Oh, wow. Okay. That is really good.
That is some flavorful sausage.
Oh my God, that's what you taste.
That's what
That fennel in that sausage is terrific.
Like unbelievable. Just slap the sausage right on there from me, and that's all. That's right there. It was so delicious.
And this toast, this
Perfect.
bread is like
Perfect.
perfect. Sometimes you get bruschetta that's like too bready, too doughy. It's thin, it's crispy, it's what it should be.
You know what it is? It's a vessel to hold the sausage and broccoli rabe into your mouth.
It's unbelievable.
It's the perfect vessel.
All right.
Because the sausage is the showstopper right there.
100%. Speaking of 100, scale of 1 to 100, what do you think?
150.
150. And thank you for making me say 50 on my own show. All right, now we're gonna go to the final dish here, which I like to call the big mama jamma. If you can use holy moly, I can use my line of big mama jamma.
Absolutely.
So this is like the best of a lot of different worlds.
Yes.
Talk to me.
So we got linguine with some calamari on top.
Calamari.
Calamari.
Yeah, the Deluccia's coming back. I love it.
And a simple garlic, olive oil, and crushed red peppers on here. Looks like we got some cheese on top. And when I say simple, I don't mean anything simple about this dish. But visible to the eye of what we're working with right here.
That looks unbelievable.
This looks insane.
Oh my God.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
look.
right in.
Folks, do you know Daria Peace of At Hoboken
Making a
Eats?
mess, making a mess.
You're going to want to follow her at Hoboken Eats. You know, she is not shy about messy dishes.
Absolutely not.
I love calamari, so I'm just going to just dig in there. Go for it.
All right, so
Go ahead.
my twirling skills are not on point right now, so we're just going to just bear with me, everyone.
I do know CPR, but Matt's here, so I don't want to have to perform that. Talk to me.
Wow, wow, wow. The calamari.
That's good. That's what I just said.
It's like, it's just very like lightly coated with the breading.
So good.
Perfect. It goes perfectly with this pasta. The pasta's cooked fantastic, and the oil is nice, just nice and light. It's not drenched. It's not too much. It's extremely flavorful. You get a little hint of the garlic. You get a little kick from the crushed red pepper.
Right.
It's the perfect blend of everything. And too much of one of these ingredients would be too much.
I agree.
Perfectly portioned within that dish. Absolutely. Chef's kiss.
You know, what do you rank it? Out of 100?
155.
And then she just wanted me to say 55. Well, Daria Peace of At Hoboken Eats, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. This is 2 weeks in a row. I mean, we could just keep coming here week after week after week, right?
Waiting for him to invite me for week number 3.
I know. We'll see if the budget can hold it. But anyway, you know, hopefully Matt and your baby can come in now and have some
Absolutely.
din here.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Thanks again. Really, really appreciate it. All right, folks. Il Tavolo Di Palmisano, again, located at 700 Clinton Street in Hoboken, New Jersey. Get over here, try their awesome food. We will be right back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back. I'm your host with the most, Josh Sotomayor Einstein. I'm so glad that you're with us this segment of The Pulse. And I'm honored, and glad to be joined not by that bum Biancamano, but by my friend Paul Presinzano, who's running for Hoboken City Council in the 1st Ward. Paul, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
So, Paul, I know that you've been loud and proud advocate for the community, helping the elderly, and before you also ran one time before. Why are you running this go around?
I think there's a time in your life where you have to give back. There's a lot that Hoboken's given to me. Mom and Dad always instilled in me that you have to give back to the people and the places that helped you make your life and make who you are. So it's a perfect time in my life to do that. And with the blessing of my wife, she's allowed me to do that. But I feel that there's a lot of work to be done in Hoboken, and I'd like to roll my sleeves up and actually start on that.
Well, that's absolutely terrific. And from what I've heard from my married friends, happy wife, happy life. So I definitely very much appreciate your philosophy there. Now, what are the issues that you think the city or that your ward in particular are facing?
Our ward is unique, being the commercial district. We have a big, we have many of the restaurants, and hence some of that does bring garbage. The streets in the first ward are not exactly what they should be. For living here for 30 years, I think they've looked the worst that I've seen, and I've heard that from many people that have lived here before those 30 years. I believe that the rat issue is being under-addressed by our administration. Too many fluffy headlines when you have to get on the ground and work on the quality of life issues. So it'd be garbage, rats, clean streets. Then I'd have to move on to safe sidewalks and safe streets. The sidewalks with delivery bikes have caused an issue in the ward. And then I'd like to tie it up with the budget. I think the 6%, 5-6%, call it, tax hike for this year was, I believe, unnecessary. And in times of inflation, we have to really tighten our belt like we do at home.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I mean, I like all of those issues. In particularly, since I live on Washington Street on the Avenue, and I see people riding essentially motorcycles, even if they're electric, on the sidewalk every single day. And then I see electric bicyclists and regular bicyclists going through red lights and salmoning the wrong direction on our main street, our only street that's two ways across town every single day. It's amazing I don't see more accidents. And what you're talking about with the fiscal responsibility is music to my ears. So tell us, what got you involved in the first place?
I think working in my career in finance, I kind of walked by the roses every day and never smelled them. Mm-hmm. And I think COVID changed a lot for me, staying home. And when we had our son, kind of made me put some priorities in place. And this town, like I said, I'll repeat, gave me a lot of things. So it's time for me to give back. And when Michael DeFusco and some of the other council people had approached me in 2021, I was more than happy to raise my hand because it was that time in life, I think, that I should actually dedicate to giving back.
Now, you said, you have a son, you have a wife. How long has your family or yourself been in town?
I moved here in '96, so close to 30 years. So it's 27, 28, if you want to be, hit the nail on the head.
Well, that's a whole bunch of time. And before you were involved politically in trying to change the community and with your civic association, which we should talk about later on, you worked in the world of finance, you said?
Yes, international finance. I did that for 27 years. I had the fortune of doing that. It was kind of a dream come true. It was something I always wanted to do, was get into finance as a young child. Believe it or not, I knew what I wanted to do. And then that opened some doors for me in different parts of my life.
Oh, that sounds very, very interesting. And I definitely want to, come back to it. I've also heard rumors that you once worked in a lumber yard. So definitely want to touch on that because, I mean, that's fascinating, span of different worlds that you've been involved in. But right now we need to go to commercial. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater-Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience in therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Welcome back. I'm so glad you joined us out there and that you stayed with us in TV land and on the internets. And I'm still joined by Paul Presinzano, first ward candidate in Hoboken. Before we went to commercial break, we were talking about your various different work experience, how you worked in finance for a whole bunch of years, and how before that you worked in a lumber yard. Are there any other different interesting jobs that you've held in the past?
I made M&Ms while I was going to college. During the summer jobs, it was the lumberyard, restaurant, and making M&Ms. So I had 3 jobs, and I probably have to say I liked the M&Ms the most because it was interesting, because you could actually see a final product on the shelves and you could say you did something for it.
And because you were pocketing them, putting them,
If I could tell you the stories.
Well, that's very, very interesting. And I know that you are involved in, I can't remember the sport because I'm not a big sports guy, but something with aggressively cuddling with other men.
Well, that would be called rugby.
Ah, yes, rugby, yes.
I wouldn't describe it as that, but it's played by women as well.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm for women and men. Good stuff. Maybe we can bring you on for a sports segment and you can talk about rugby there.
I'd be happy to.
So, but I heard that you coach rugby now, or?
Yes. So I had a catastrophic injury where I dislocated my knee playing, and it took me about 10 years to kind of get back to it because it was my first love. And from there, I went back to coach my university side under the tutelage of my coach that I had. And then I went on to coach Morris men's and women's. And then I still actively help out from time to time on a technical aspect with Morris, but I am a technical advisor for the university currently.
Well, that sounds really, really cool. And I've heard also that you're involved in the university in a board position and nonprofit positions. Clarify that for us.
Yeah, so Kutztown University approached me in 2014 to join the alumni board, the foundation actually, which is separate from the university, 501c3 operation. Rose my way to get in the exec board, and I ran the investment part of the committee there, and I was in charge of the endowment for the university. So it was a nice mix of my experience with getting a little taste of red tape of government.
Oh, red tape is the least favorite tape. I like Gorilla Tape. I feel like we should get money for them for saying that. But something that people definitely know about you in terms of nonprofit and civic involvement in town is the Paul Presinzano Society or Association?
Civic Foundation.
Civic Foundation. And you started that, what, 2 years ago?
About 2 years ago, yes. I saw the need after running in the last election. There were 2 groups that I think were overlooked, and one was being the seniors and the children, I think, of town. So we have the ability to focus on all kinds of issues or all kinds of groups, but we tend to focus on seniors and children going forth as part of what we do.
And so you hit all the, and helped out in all the different senior buildings all across town, yeah?
Yes, we do not stick to, as many might think, kind of just my home base. No, we go across the city.
Well, it's really, really terrific. Now, unfortunately, we only have a minute left, so I'm just going to give you the floor completely for the next 60 seconds to make your elevator pitch for why people in the first ward should vote for you.
I think it comes down to is I'm somebody that's going to be available, that's willing to give 110%. That is going to be available 24/7. I have learned as I've gotten older in life that sometimes screaming and yelling at the top of your lungs are not the way you get things done, that there are ways you can do it professionally and the right way to do things. I think we have a lot of things in Hoboken that makes this town awesome, but I think we could do so much better. I would like to see that, I would like to say the city's job is to provide services. But sometimes in that, you need to basically also watch your house. In other words, taxes and how you spend your money. And I think that's something we fail to do, and I think some of the skill set that I have could help. But ultimately, the way I'm looking at this is, it's not what I think or what I believe in. I represent the people, and if somebody tells me we want to build a statue in the middle of Hudson Street, so be it. If there's 100 voters and 70 or 80 tell me they want to build it, even though I'll fight tooth and nail not to do it, I have to follow what my constituents want. So that's the one thing. I have no agenda. The only agenda is listening to the people of the ward.
Well, I really, really appreciate you joining us today. I hope you'll come again sometime in the future. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano back in the host chair and still here at the beautiful Il Tavolo Di Palmisano, located at 700 Clinton Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. And thank goodness Josh Sotomayor Einstein's out of here now. I can still smell him from my seats, but the person to my right smells always so good. And that is our Pulse Sports Insider and former 17-year fullback in the National Football League, my man Tony Richardson. Tony, welcome back.
I'm doing good. How you doing? Can you pronounce the name of the restaurant again?
Il
I like
Tavolo Di Palmisano.
I like
Pretty
that. I like
good,
that.
right?
Yeah, I like
Can you
that.
do it now?
No, I can't do it. After I have some dinner, we'll do it.
All right,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And the food here is fantastic, so you're going to enjoy yourself. All right, Tony, we're here. We're at the first week of the NFL regular season. Can you believe it?
I know. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about Super Bowl picks and then almost got in a fight at the Eagles game. Well, the Super Bowl, which the Eagles fans thought it was their game, but they got their butts kicked. So, it's crazy that it goes by so fast.
Exactly. We're going to do a little rapid fire now.
let's
We're
do
going
it.
to talk about every division in the National Football League, all 8 of them.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with which I think is the best division
I already
because
know
it
which
has
one it is, 'cause it has the Dallas
America's
Cowboys.
team in there, which is my Dallas Cowboys. We're going to start with the NFC East.
Yep.
I know you're going to predict them. You're going to make me happy to win that division. Tony, who do you like in the NFC East?
NFC East would definitely be the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I hate to tell you that. It'd be the Philadelphia Eagles. And then my sleeper.
Who's your sleeper?
My sleeper is going to be the Washington football team.
What?
The sleeper, because the Cowboys can't be a sleeper, they're an American team.
There are American
But Eric Bieniemy left the Kansas City Chiefs. Now he's offensive coordinator with the Washington football team, whatever their name is, new ownership, and so that's my
Sam
sleeper team.
Howell at quarterback, right?
Yep.
I mean, and he looked phenomenal in the preseason. Although
It's preseason. It's
I'm good.
preseason.
Exactly. I'm good. Tony, you played in the preseason 17 years.
Yeah.
You know, are guys giving it their all?
Well, I mean, they are because, I remember for myself, I was that guy who came out of Auburn University and was obviously the Dallas Cowboys, your favorite team.
That's right.
But I was fighting for a roster position.
America's favorite
team.
Thank
But if I guess if you're high on the depth chart, you just want to go out, get some work done, not get injured. But if you're low on the depth chart, you're trying to fight every day just to make sure you make the roster.
That's awesome. That really is. And you've definitely seen some guys leave it all out on the field. You
no
definitely
doubt.
did. NFC North. Let's talk about, Aaron Rodgers, no longer on the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, he's now a New York Jet, one of your former teams. So who do you like in this division, and who's your sleeper?
I think the team I think is going to win the division is going to be the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
And the sleeper will probably be the Chicago Bears. Chicago actually retool. I think the quarterback has another year under his belt. They got a wide receiver now who can stretch the field. My team, I think the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm not saying that because I don't know if you know, a lot of people don't know this. Their head coach was our quarterback with the Jets. He backed up Mark Sanchez, Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, that's right.
No one even knows that, so I'm
That's
rooting for, and obviously I play for the Vikes, but I think the Vikes are going to win the division and the Bears are the sleeper.
And you know who everybody loves in that division is the Lions.
Oh, well, you know what? That
Dan Campbell.
Because of Dan Campbell and they're
Right.
talking about biting kneecaps and things of that nature, but I'm just not really sold on Detroit yet. It's Detroit, so they have to show me before I believe them.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, the next division is what people think is probably going to be one of the worst divisions going into the 2023 season, which is the NFC South.
Yep.
I mean, of course, that's the Saints, the Falcons. I mean, who do you like in this division, and who's your sleeper?
In the division, I'm going to go with the Saints.
Okay.
You bring Derek Carr in. You got Jimmy Graham. Obviously, he's going to be a second or third, but he's a big body, red zone type guy. You got Jameis Winston eating crab legs on the sideline. So we'll see what happens. But my sleeper are going to be Houston.
Well, Houston is the AFC South.
Oh, AFC. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about the NFC South.
NFC South. So that would be.
Well, you said Tampa, I think, right? Oh,
Yeah.
you said Jameis Winston. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you
Tampa.
said the
Yeah,
Saints.
Tampa.
Right,
Tampa.
right, Tampa.
Tampa will probably be my sleeper. They have a new quarterback too. They got Baker Mayfield. I think he just got announced as starter. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
We'll see what
But
happens.
they always have a good defense, and I believe in Todd Bowles.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
Another former Jet
no
head
doubt.
coach and all of that.
I'm not picking all Jets though.
I was going to say, tell you. Anyway, NFC West. So now this is always an interesting division, right?
yeah.
Because
Well, you already know who's going to win this one.
go talk to me.
San Francisco 49ers. Like, come on.
Really?
Are you joking?
With
Come on.
Brock Purdy?
Okay, listen. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me look at their weapons though. You got Huchek at fullback. You got Debo. You got one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. You got the best left tackle in the National Football League. Their defense is always stunner. So I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. And Purdy, he obviously was knocked out of the game last year, couldn't play. But this kid can play, man. I mean, you drafted, I guess they get rid of the number 3 quarterback who obviously went to your Dallas Cowboys.
That's I was going to say.
Yeah, so.
So he better not get hurt because they don't really have backups.
Well,
now.
you got Sam Darnold.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Sammy
So you
Darnold.
got
Another former Jet.
Yeah, but my sleeper, I would probably go with the Rams.
Interesting.
Yes, I'm still, as long as you got Aaron Donald, you're in every football game. Obviously, they had to retool. You got your quarterback coming back, so that's gonna be my sleeper team. Even though if you win a Super Bowl in the last couple of years, are you really a sleeper? I don't necessarily consider you a sleeper.
So I follow around my Dallas Cowboys. I like to visit every. I didn't have the luxury of playing in the NFL.
You want to psycho fan.
So exactly. So yeah, I follow them around.
Yep.
And the stadium I'm going to this year is when they play the 49ers actually. And I thought I was putting that as a W.
Yeah.
But, it might not be a W.
No, I don't think that'd be a W. I'm telling you, San Francisco is no joke. I mean, the way they run their organization, it seems like it's plug and play. Their run game, I mean, you still got to think about it. McCaffrey's over there. I mean, they got a squad.
They got a squad.
They got a squad. Yeah.
All right,
On paper.
Right. You got to play the games, right? AFC East, of course, this is your former New York Jet. It's their division, but those Buffalo Bills are still pretty good. Who do you like and who's your sleeper?
Well, I'm going with the Jets to win the division.
Okay.
And my sleeper, which shouldn't be a sleeper, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Wow.
You know what? I was looking. I've been watching the preseason, and I actually watched. I mean, and you can never bet against Bill Belichick, but the way they drafted this year, I think their offense are starting to retool a little bit. I mean, they got to figure out who's going to be the offensive coordinator, who's calling the plays. But you can never bet against the Patriots. But I'm going with Rod of the New York Jets. I mean, how could you not? You got a Hall of Fame quarterback, great defense. It's going to be a good year.
100%. They say that might be the best division in football. Would you agree?
No, I got to go with you got to go with the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to go with the AFC West.
All right, why don't we get to that right now? Since this is called a segue, right?
Yeah, definitely.
AFC West, of course, the former defending champs, like you said, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Are they going to retain their title as division champions? And who's your sleeper in that division?
So they're definitely going to retain. I mean, I watched them in the preseason, and we don't want to keep talking about preseason, but this is one of the few teams that played their starters pretty much for the first half. I mean, like Patrick Mahomes was 10 for 15 touchdowns. I'm like, what are we doing? Why is he out there?
Right.
But you know what? That's the reason why they start fast. And then, especially in this AFC, the AFC is so stacked. And if you get behind in an 0-2 or 0-3 early in the season, it can cost you the division and cost you an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. My sleeper, which is hard for me to do, but I'm going with the Denver Broncos.
Denver? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
you're just like throwing like.
No, but Sean Payton. I mean, there's a reason why you go get one of the best head coaches
Russell Wilson,
and Russell Wilson. I mean, obviously, if he can stop doing those TikTok videos and wearing his own jersey to practice every day, but Sierra's teaching him how to dance. So I love it. So, but no, I'm going with Denver Broncos as my sleeper.
Awesome. AFC North. Now, this is the black and blue division of the National Football League.
Which is
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland,
Yep.
all working class cities
Definitely.
in this division. Who do you like to win the division and your sleeper?
To win the division, I'm going with Baltimore Ravens.
Still.
Johnny
Harbaugh.
Yeah, you got to go with Baltimore. I mean, obviously, you bring back one of the best quarterbacks and Lamar Jackson back into the fold. You get Odell Beckham, obviously a former Giant.
That's right.
He's there. But then my sleeper, which really shouldn't be a shock, and they really shouldn't be a sleeper, will be Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's getting it done. I mean, watching them on defense, I mean, it's the Pittsburgh of old. And like you said, it's the black and blue division. I mean, Cleveland, I think, is going to be pretty good. There's going to be some teams that are going to make some noise, but I'm definitely going with Baltimore to win it all.
And Pittsburgh just has that mentality. Like, even when they rebuild, they're still about to make the playoffs.
Well, and that's true because you look at the head coach. There's not a lot of changes. You bring in Mike Tomlin. I had Mike Tomlin as our defensive coordinator when I was with the Vikings, and he's a guy. He was like, you know what? We don't want prisoners. We want volunteers. Pretty much saying, like, guys, we want guys who want to be here. We don't want you to feel like if you don't want to be here, go somewhere else. And these guys show up and they play every week. And I got Pittsburgh as my
Mike
sleeper.
Tomlin does not get credit.
Yeah.
Maybe behind Bill Belichick, he's probably the best head coach.
He's never had a losing season since he's been there.
It's unbelievable.
How crazy is that?
It really is. Finally, the AFC South, which is another kind of weak division in my opinion. Who is your team that you like and your sleeper now?
That's a tough division because I mean
Jacksonville won last year.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with Jacksonville just because. The head coach, Doug Peterson. Good quarterback, good running game, great defense. So I'm definitely going with Duval County. Duval.
I love it.
And then my sleeper, which I picked before, I'm going with Houston. Yeah, because I believe in D'Amico Ryans. Obviously, he came from the 49ers. And it's so funny. This guy, I'm looking at this guy on the sideline. He literally looks like he could still play. But when we have young energy coming into a dysfunctional organization because they were dysfunctional. But he's a former player there. Guys really like him. I think he's a great leader. He's a leader of men, and I think they're going to be my sleeper.
Awesome. Well, folks, you heard it here first from our sports insider, Tony Richardson. Let's see how he does on his predictions.
Always
but
good.
he's going to be back here a lot more now because we're going to start with the rapid fire on the games you like every week.
Sounds good.
Great to see you.
Hey,
my
good to
man.
see you as well.
Absolutely. All right, folks, join us next week for the Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.